If you recall, Yezdi recently launched the updated Roadster in India, and we are here today in Karnataka on a bright and sunny day. It's been a lot of fun. We've got to ride this for over 100 kilometers. There's still a lot of riding left to do tomorrow, but we want to bring you insights into what this new motorcycle is all about. As you can see in the front, not much has changed. You get the same 18-inch wheel, you get the same round headlight. It does look a little bit different, but not much has changed. Yezdi also tells us that the chassis has been stiffened for better handling abilities, but the main changes in terms of design come at the rear end over here. As you can see, this now has this nice flowing bobber-like rear section, and you can also remove this entire section and the rear seat to give it a proper classic bobber look. You also get 5 new color options on offer, and the paint is much better than before. It looks more refreshed, and the build quality and the overall fit and finish is much better than the older model. But if we do compare it to some of the competition, it's still lacking a bit.
The updated Roadster gets the 334cc liquid-cooled Alpha 2 engine, which puts out 29.1 horsepower and a peak torque of 29.6 Nm.
Compared to the previous model, this gets a 47-tooth rear sprocket, which is 2 teeth more than the previous model, and ultimately what that has resulted in is quicker acceleration of the line and a nice and strong mid-range performance. Now today when I was out riding, it was quite an enjoyable experience because the engine is slightly refined than before. I'm not saying there are no vibrations. The vibrations do creep in at around 5,500 RPM. But it does feel better than before. Additionally, this motorcycle does feel like it is in its sweet spot at around 80 to 85 kilometers an hour. Anything over that and it does get quite vibey, and the mirrors start vibrating too.
This engine is fairly tractable, able to do slow speeds of 30 kilometers per hour in third gear without any juddering. The bike has a light clutch action and slick gear shifts, but I did feel like the fueling could have been better as it felt inconsistent at times. Yezdi have also added a feature to improve fuel efficiency. When the bike starts up, it is by default in city mode, which restricts the top speed to 100 kmph. To activate the performance mode, a rider has to long press the M button on the left hand side switchgear. On the go, the mode can be switched under 30 km per hour. There is hardly any difference in acceleration, and the city mode essentially restricts the top speed.
In terms of ergonomics, I'm around 5 foot 7 inches, so I'm not very tall, but as you can see, this is a very accessible motorcycle. I'm easily able to flat foot both feet on the ground, and the handlebar, it's wide. It puts you up in an upright and commanding position. Now personally, I think that this is a roadster, so the foot pegs should have been slightly towards the rear. I mean, they're more in the front like a cruiser. Again, that's just a matter of personal preference, but I would have preferred it that way. And finally, what I really appreciated a lot over this long ride on the first day was this reprofiled seat. Now, it is a really nice unit, it's really comfortable, it's well padded, and it's not as soft, so you can do long distances really easily without breaking a sweat. So as I mentioned earlier, Yezdi have strengthened the chassis of this motorcycle for better handling, and in the twisties, I surely had a blast today because this motorcycle, it responds very well when you want to flick it from one side to another, and it feels really planted in the corners. And another main reason for that is that this now gets a rear MRF steel brace tire, which offers really nice grip, so you can really exploit the potential of the motorcycle and have a blast while doing it. The Yezdi Roadster gets disc brakes at both ends with bi-brake calipers, and the braking performance is decent. Let me explain. When you first try to engage the lever, initial feel is a bit spongy, so you don't have anything there and it suddenly engages all at once. And that can be a bit scary if you're not used to it. It's basically just something that you need to get used to, and you will be able to modulate the brakes much easier. I just took 15 to 20 minutes in the morning to modulate these brakes and understand how they work. And after that, I was able to easily get the bike to a halt at an instant when I needed to. Yezdi also tells us that the suspension has been tuned for comfort and all-day riding. Now today when I did head out in the morning, I did find that it is quite a stiff setup, but that is because I'm a really light rider and I weigh only 57 kilos. But I did speak to some other riders later who are approximately 75 kilos, and they did tell me the ride quality was much better for a rider of their weight. In terms of features, this is a pretty simple motorcycle. So all we can say is that it does have a LCD screen. And today when I did start riding in the morning, it was visible when it was early. But as soon as it became afternoon and harsh sunlight started hitting down, it was barely visible. But this motorcycle is not about features. It is more about customization. This generation of the model, they have launched 50 types of customizations. So different riders can personalize their bike according to their liking. The top spec variant of this motorcycle can be had in a black color scheme with a flat handlebar, sleek indicators, and the rear indicators also incorporate the tail light into them, so it misses out on this for a more cleaner rear look. There you have it. That is our review of the updated Yezdi Roadster. Now, this motorcycle, it is a big step up from the previous generation model. It has better build quality, a quicker engine, and lovely handling abilities. And even though it is a roadster, it can easily handle doing long distance tours, which makes it really usable. And now coming to the best part, when the bike was launched, it was priced starting at rupees 2.10 lakh and going all the way up to rupees 2.26 lakh ex-showroom. Now with the new GST rates announced, the prices have dropped and the base variant starts at rupees 1.94 lakh ex-showroom and goes up to rupees 2.08 lakh ex-showroom for the top spec variant. Do let us know what you think in the comment section below.